had to first take the steps of taking a risk without knowing what's next or without knowing what's going to happen, but just trusting my heart. Even when I resigned, I didn't have a plan B. I didn't have another job that I'm going to fall back into, or I just knew that I had to go. So it's that feeling of literally following my heart along the way, and one door closes and another door opens up. But yeah, so yeah, having courage.
Just wanted to say thank you so much for still being here after a couple of seasons and more seasons to come. So make sure you comment, share, and subscribe. And without further ado, let's continue with the video. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? You're now watching Kinetic Outcome, and we are now with Joy Kawuma, makeup artist. What's up?
Hey.
Yep, and we are going to know more about her. So just a quick intro of where you were born and how did you get to where you are today.
Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Joy, and I'm half Filipino, half Ugandan, born and raised in Hong Kong. I am now working in Hong Kong as a makeup artist. And you wanted me to share how I got there?
Yeah, actually, we would love to know the journey. So a little more specific, like how did you actually get to doing makeup? Like, did you always love makeup when you were younger, or it was just a passion, then you tried another job and then you figured it out? Like, not quite sure about that part.
Okay. I used to work in a cryptocurrency company as a customer service for around 2 years. And after 2 years, I started to feel very bored about work, and I can't wait to clock out of the office. And I decided that I needed to change something about my work environment. And that's when I started to think about what is something that I'm passionate about and what is something that I'm excited to do for work every day. Actually, my sister was the one that recommended to me, hey, how about you try being a makeup artist? And at that point, I've never heard about it as a job before. I had no idea what it was. I love doing makeup for myself personally. I've never done it on other people at that point, and I just resigned because I knew that my old job wasn't something that I wanted to do. And after I resigned, then I flew 16 hours to New York City, and I took a makeup course at a school that I absolutely loved. And after that, I came back to Hong Kong, and I continued learning even more about makeup and getting my first client, my second client, my third client. And I've been doing it for full-time 2 years now.
Okay. So you quit around 2 years ago, roughly, right?
I think it was in 2019, 2020.
Okay. Then in a way you were still figuring it out. Then 2 years is the time where you actually got really serious with it, like focused.
You mean with makeup?
Yeah, because you mentioned you were doing it like full on for 2 years already.
Yeah, because it was a transition from I was doing some other part-time jobs, and I wasn't fully in it yet. I was still discovering how I can be working freelance full-time. So it did take me some time to figure out how I can completely let go of working for someone else and to completely be self-employed. So yeah, it took some time.
Okay. So before you resigned from the company, how long were you having that feeling of time is just too slow and you just want to clock out?
How long? I think it was my final 6 months in the company. And I was really questioning myself. Is this it? is this really all that I can do? Is this all there is? Am I happy? Am I satisfied? And also the future. Do I see myself working here for 5 more years, 10 more years, 20 more years? So it was those final 6 months when I was starting to question my whole point of going to work there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking you're like, question my whole existence.
I mean, honestly,
that's a funny line. So yeah.
it was kind of like that too, because work is like takes up a lot of our lives, right? At least for me, it was 5 days a week. So
was there a lot of OT or not really?
There was OT. Yeah, I feel like that's pretty normal for Hong Kong.
Okay. So fast forward to now, time flies faster because you enjoy what you do.
Right.
Okay. So how tough was the transition, including your family and friends in the picture?
My family and friends.
Or was it smooth? Including yourself, like should I do this? Or okay, I quit my job, what now?
Yeah.
Like, were you like at that point, or you were just, you know what, let's just flow with it?
It was tough. And I must say, it continues to be tough because every day I'm doing something new and there's no one to, it's not like a job where you clock in and someone just tells you finish these tasks and then you clock out and you have paycheck every month, right? The whole structure is completely different when it comes to earning income. It really comes down to creativity, connecting with people and constantly meeting new people, going to new places and trying on different opportunities. It took a lot of faith in my stick to just have to trust myself and also a lot of patience in practicing my skill sets, which is the actual technical makeup and hair skills, and then marketing, editing videos, posting online, receiving Google reviews, and the website, and there is a lot to do. Yeah.
So in a way, you're like a company, but you're wearing all the hats.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're building your branding, right?
Yeah. So
okay.
Yeah, it's my personal brand, and yeah, it's all the hats. Yeah.
Okay. So, just curious, like, because when you're building something, you can dream of how it should be or can be ahead, possibilities, right? So, what's the prime version of what you're building? Like, what would it look like for an everyday and monthly thing? Like, are you looking at, I'm traveling here and I'm doing this project, and next week I'm here? Like, what's the ideal plan?
I think for me right now, the next step that I'm exploring is to be a makeup artist outside of Hong Kong. The location that I have in mind is Bali because it's so beautiful, the environment, it's so relaxing. And there's many people that need makeup artists for weddings because it's so beautiful, right? People get married there, you take photos there. And so that's something that I'm thinking about in the realm of possibilities.
Okay, so it's going to be Hong Kong, Bali, and then further later, figure it out along the way.
Yeah.
Cool. So, what do you feel throughout the journey that has been very, very huge in terms of a few achievements or a lot of achievements in your point of view? Because I've seen you actually have done a lot of things and you have been interviewed as well with other sources. So how do you feel about that? Like your best achievements?
My best achievements, I would say, is to be working with New York Fashion Week. And New York Fashion Week is a show that I saw on the TV as a kid. There's models walking, there's people watching the show, and it was always very not achievable. Like, it was just something that I know that was on the TV. But then it was 2020, and to be able to actually do makeup for the models on the runway, that was a huge moment for me, that of excitement and wow, milestone. And then afterwards, the other milestones are working with brands, collaborating with Chanel. I love luxury brands, and actually my clients are also more on the luxurious side as well, premium. So, and to have a brand that matches me as a makeup artist and matches with the makeup products, I feel like that was the best combination. And then working with Fenty Beauty, Rihanna's brand, I love Rihanna. And when she had her makeup brand here in Hong Kong, and I was involved with promoting her new foundations in Hong Kong. All of these brands, and it was a huge recognition for me on what I do, my work, and to have that validation from big brands. I think that was really huge for me.
Okay. So how did these opportunities happen actually? Like, for example, you mentioned New York Fashion Week, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you never thought you'd be there, but you actually were there.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like a dream come true sort of situation.
Yeah.
Like, how did the dots connect?
Yeah. So I first had to resign. That was step number one. If I was still in my customer service job and being upset about life, then nothing's going to change. So that was the first big step. And then is that I found a school, a makeup school that I felt very connected to. And I followed my intuition, because I've never been to New York City. I've never been to that school. I don't know anyone there, but there was something in my heart that told me go there. And I was 16 hours away, and I was like, really? Go here? And I was just literally just following my heart, and I just went, and opportunities opened up. So New York Fashion Week was because of the school, and the school gave me the opportunity, and they said, Joy, you're so good at what you're doing. We want to have you on the show. And I was like, yes. So that's how I got into doing that.
Okay. Then it opened the rest of the doors.
And it opened the rest of the doors. But I had to first take the steps of taking a risk without knowing what's next, or without knowing what's going to happen, but just trusting my heart. Even when I resigned, I didn't have a plan B. I didn't have another job that I'm going to fall back into, or I just knew that I had to go. So it's that feeling of literally following my heart along the way, and one door closes and another door opens up. But yeah. So yeah, having courage. Having courage is the reason why I'm able to be a makeup artist and get to where I am now. So I would say, yeah, being courageous is the biggest element for me. Yeah.
So prior to pursuing it, were you always enjoying doing makeup?
Just for myself. But I don't have any experience doing it for other people. And in the beginning, I was actually really bad at doing makeup for other people. And I was in New York City, and I felt like crying. And I told my makeup teacher, I have no idea how to do this. And I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel confident. And the space of those mentors and teachers, they were like, we all suck in the beginning. Everyone is not great at their craft in the beginning. And they just reminded me that I'm at my beginning. So don't compare myself to people that have done it for 20 years or more. And I just suddenly got it. I was like, oh yeah, of course. okay, let me just keep on, again, trusting, having courage, and keep on going. So yeah.
Okay. So diving into the realm of no plan B, and I don't know where this will go. How is it for you like? Were you very calm in the process or very worried about the future, or were you like a balance? Like, how did you handle that?
So if you find yourself in this clip, that means you're still watching the video. So thank you so much. Make sure you click that subscribe button. And also, when you're interested in videography services, make sure you hit up 𝙤𝙧𝙩 Mendoza. Links and everything is in the description box, including myself, of course. You know I do financial advice. So if you need any help with insurance, retirement, got questions, anything else, just let me know. Feel free to reach out. So thank you so much. Let's continue.
I would say that I was definitely worried, but at the same time, I was also hopeful that I think it can work. I think it's right because it was so smooth, like New York Fashion Week, how I felt with makeup, the people that I met in New York City, like everything just happened in it was in harmony. So I knew that this is something that is in alignment with what I need to do. So I didn't question that because of all the coincidences that happened. So I knew that this was the path for me. But then I'm also human, so I will have worries about the future. But it's a point of like, despite having worry, I can still take action and I can still move forward. And the more that I took action, then the more results I had. And when I had more results, that worry, it's still there, but it became a lot less. And it was just pointing to the more actions I take, then the more results I have. So it's just a matter of if I'm taking any actions or not. And when I'm the most worried, it's because I'm not taking any action and I'm just being resigned and cynical. So I can always check on myself. Okay, what actions did I take? Did I take any actions? Oh, I didn't. Therefore, I'm worried. Oh, of course. So I always just make sure I come back to being in action in life.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it like based on you have ideas, you write them down, for example, content as well, videos, just your own personal projects on showcasing your skills and branding online, right? Building it up there in terms of reels and photos, to be exact. So when you do more of this work, is it for some reason you get more inquiries? And then when you get the inquiries, you focus on that project or let's say that client, make sure you do your best, and then you get more recommendations and introductions. So the more you do good on both sides, which means ideas and content or whichever things you need to do, or do you also do business development where you contact companies? Yeah, so whatever thoughts you have, you take action on it, not knowing what will be the outcome, but just because it's an idea, so do it. Then everything else just falls into place. Okay. I can relate. Yeah. Because it's really different when you are working a job, you're just expecting the salary anyway. So even if you don't give it 100%, you're still earning. Just being frank. Okay. And next is, if you were to give advice to people who want to pursue what you're doing, what would be the top tips you would give right now? Or areas that they could do better in and avoid compared to what you experienced?
And when they say what I'm doing, do you mean specifically
makeup,
if they want to become a makeup artist? I would say the reality is that it's not just hair and makeup. There's a lot more other skills that need to be learned: marketing, business skills, and most importantly, communication skills. and to not just focus on the mascara, the lipstick, foundation, curling hair, but also there will need time, money, and investment on the business side, and that's the reality of it. At least that's true for me. To be able to run it as an individual needs to have a lot more than just technical skills. Now, if someone wants to work in a makeup company and your sole purpose is to fulfill a position, then of course you don't need to learn the business side, the marketing side, and so on. And the person can just focus on the technical skills. So to be a makeup artist, just think about what style of makeup artist that person wants to be. If they want to be someone that's more independent, then they will need to have more skills in their pocket. And if there's someone that just wants to be a technician, then they will just have to be great in their doing the makeup and those skills. So just I would say to have a clear imagination and thought on what style of makeup artist a person wants to be can be helpful with deciding which education or path they want to do. Yeah.
Okay. What about building from scratch where it's your own brand?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what would it take to have a razor's edge, meaning something beyond the competitors, right? Because we're always still in a competitive market, always, whichever we enter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what would make somebody stand out? If it wasn't working for a company and they're building on their own.
Right, stand out. I think personality. Because there's so many makeup artists and do makeup and hair, but own personality would really stand out in the crowd. So if you have an amazing personality, then show it. Or if you can listen really well, you can communicate really well, then show those as well. Yeah.
Through video as well, right? And the content, everything.
Yeah, content, videos,
All right.
editing.
So I think I asked this earlier, but we didn't really get to it. Your family and friends, were they supportive along the way? Like, or did you get much people doubting you as well, or?
I would say in the beginning, people were not supportive in the sense that there's no evidence that I have that can back up that I can already do this or that I can prove myself. So the listening was very low on, oh, okay, great, you have this, you want to be a makeup artist, good for you. But there wasn't anything to back me up on that. But it's after the years of hard work and I've produced results and have accomplished things, then suddenly people tell me, oh my God, congratulations, I'm so proud of you. I've been watching you your whole journey. You're so inspiring and you're doing so great. And these are coming from the same people. So I just quickly learned that people will believe when when things have already been accomplished, usually. Only when it's after it's complete, then people will be like, yes, I support you, I believe in you. That was my experience, yeah.
So usually a lot of doubt at first because of care, but at the same time, if you did listen to them, then you won't get to where you have to be.
If I did listen to them?
Like, in a way, they care by saying, why are you doing this? Like, are you sure? Like, is it the right path? But in the end, you really need to focus on what your gut says, for example.
Yeah.
Okay. But nothing too negative in the experience, is it?
No,
More on the positive end.
There's nothing, I wouldn't say it's negative. I wouldn't say it's positive. It's more like just a silent nothing, like no feedback, because there's no evidence, there's nothing to back up what I'm saying. So it's just, they wouldn't be mean about it, but then they also wouldn't be like, yeah, I support you about it. So there's just very, like that, neutral, I would say. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So, next question is, in terms of people, could be family, like who do you look up to most?
In my family?
Could be family or somebody else, whoever. Could be more than one.
Look up to, I mean, I do look up to my family because they are my backbone and my support group. Whenever I have self-doubt, whenever I want to give up, or whenever I just need someone to call, they will be there. Even if it's 12 a.m. or 2 a.m., I can call them, and my siblings, my mom, my brother, my sister. So I look up to them. Yeah, like I listen to them, they listen to me, and the reason why I can go this far is also because I have a very, very supportive family that believes in what I believe in. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're almost there, so what about what you're looking forward to? Like, is there anything exciting that's happening soon or next year? Yeah.
Yeah, there are shows that are coming up, but I can't say the show names yet. So follow my Instagram to find out more. So there are exciting shows coming up, like fashion shows and so on.
Okay. And before we wrap it up, a question as well. You do a lot of content. So how often do you actually invest budget in like advertising? Like, is it consistent or?
I actually haven't spent money on advertising.
Not yet.
Yeah, I don't run ads.
Okay.
Yeah, I just post, and people are contacting me already. I haven't gone into paying for ads, but maybe the next thing I can start doing is paying for ads. Yeah.
I tried recently, the cheapest, Instagram,
Yeah.
which also goes to stories, Facebook, everything. It's $8 a day.
Okay. Do you think it's
So
working for you?
it's not bad. It did help a lot. I got new subscribers, new likes, new comments.
Yeah.
Because I do a lot of things, not too much, but there's the music side, there's the business side. So I advertise both, and I did gain a lot of attention on the music side. And then insurance was more on just questions, inquiries, or join the industry. It does work, and you can specifically target super specific if you want that type of target market. Yeah.
Okay.
It could be just Hong Kong, but what age range? Is it women only, or what kind of jobs do they have or interests? So you can set that up.
Okay.
Yeah,
think
I'm
about
sure it'll help a lot. Cool. And your most number of views in your reel?
It was a collaboration with someone else's account, and I think it got more than 80,000 views.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we're looking at 8 million next, right?
8 million next.
It should happen. Yeah. All right, cool. Well, is there anything that you would like to ask me? Just one question before we wrap up.
So the year is ending. What is the biggest thing that you've learned this year?
That ego will not take you anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah. Be humble. I mean, depending on the situation, of course.
Yeah.
There are certain times where you need to use it. Like if you're playing basketball, yeah, we're gonna win.
Yeah.
So if you're in the game, there is ego being used there. But regardless, just be a nice person.
Okay.
And yeah, don't place yourself too high all the time. Like sometimes somebody else needs to shine.
Okay.
And you have to be the one supporting their shine. Yeah. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. Cool?
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Joy Kawuma, makeup artist, Hector Telmo, Kinetic Outcome. Pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
Our aim is to provide value, so if you like what you watched, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'm also a financial advisor based in Hong Kong, so feel free to check the description box for my details and email or DM. And if ever you need video and photography services, the phenomenal videos you're watching right now are filmed by 𝙤𝙤𝙠𝙚𝙪𝙥. Lastly, if you love hip-hop music, rap, R&B, singing, whichever that sounds amazing to your ears, because I always do a lot of experiments with it, feel free to drop by my channel at SCF Saint or Saint Crossfade. Appreciate you for being part of this episode and more to come. Till next time.